Hey folks, what's up? Welcome back to another Massive video, and tonight we're getting Alcremie in the game with Palentines Dawn, which as usual I will be summoning on that. Hopefully we get as good luck as we got on the Palentines Serena banner, in terms of tonight on the Dawn's banner as well, or even better. That would be cool. But yeah, I'm sick and tired of getting shafted on these banners, man. Can we get like 2 good banners in a row? At least. So anyways, check that out when it goes live. When the banner goes live, I should be live as well. So anyways, let's talk about Palentines Dawn and Alcremie today. So Palentines Dawn and Alcremie, I really like this sync pair a lot. It gives like a lot of things like that I like about units like these, right? It's a perfect mix of like having both good stat debuffs and good stat buffs, right? So basically her kit is you could debuff the opponent's attack, right? -2 attack over here. Then you get -2 special defense from fake tears as well, right? And you could also have a 50% chance to make them AoE while you're at it, which is also pretty cool. It's not necessary to have them AoE, right? But it's nice if you do get that. And then you also have a offensive buffing move, which gives +2 attack and special attack, and then makes an ally gradually heal itself. So it's like Starmie's training move, but like arguably better. I really like Starmie's training move because it also gives evasion, which is really nice. But this gives you attack and special attack, which in most case scenarios are much more important than evasion, right? But yeah, this is really nice because like before Alcremie was a thing, the only reliable special defense debuffer in the game was Koga. And first of all, Koga is only like -1 special defense, right? But what I really like about Alcremie, that Koga doesn't have, is that Koga you kind of take up a team slot. I really like to slide defense debuffers into teams. But a lot of the times you just don't have the team slot for an extra, defense debuffer, right? Because a lot of your, sync pairs, you're missing out. If you pick a defense debuffer, you're missing out on offensive buffs, right? And Alcremie is perfect because Alcremie just it's a 2-in-1, right? You can use Alcremie as a defense debuffer while also not sacrificing offensive buffs, because again you get +4 over here, and then on your grid you have like 2 or not 2 you have the where is it, where's the oh, it's over there. You have 2 MP refreshes. That's fake tears. Yeah, 2 MP refreshes on the training move as well, so you have a really great chance of getting like +6 on attack and special attack, right? Which is really nice, kind of like Lily, except without the guaranteed crit and with gradual heal instead, right? And also you do need an MP refresh. Lily, you don't need an MP refresh, you get that, right? But again, you don't have to like worry about like another offensive buffer in your team comp because you have it in your defense debuffer, right? And you also again have offensive debuffs as well. If you're looking at the stats, if you're comparing it like to Lily, right, it's much faster than Lily and not as tanky as Lily, right? Yeah, great special defense, but not as good physical defense and solid HP, right? But I don't think the defense is a big deal because you'll have Charm, which sharply lowers the opponent's attack, and obviously again debuffs, they're always not 100% debuffing the value of the debuff, right? Because usually opponents have status debuff mitigation, right? So they mitigate a certain percentage of that, but still that definitely helps, right? Regardless. So I do think that's really nice. And then Team Wide Awake is a cool concept. I just don't like sleep is just kind of, it's I wouldn't say it's not like incredibly like dangerous. It's very dangerous. It's just there aren't that many opponents that use AoE sleeps in this game, right? I would have liked it much more if it was like an AoE like team unflappable, right? Because there's a lot of opponents that use stuff like Rock Slide, which could flinch your whole team, stuff like that. In comparison to AoE Hypnosis, which there aren't as many, right? So Yeah, it's still nice though. It's still nice. Even if you're not the main tank, you could help your main. If there is like I would see this more practically used in cases where you're not the main tank, but like your main tank does not have wide awake and is susceptible to being to being put to sleep, and then you could have Alcremie on your team to protect your main tank from that, right? Because again, AoE sleep is you don't see that often at all, right? Um, so yeah, it's a great unit for both debuffing and buffing as well. Also gradually heals, and then on top of that, right? It is tech sync pair, so you have a great you have one of the best sync nuking passives in the game, because this I would assume should have the same multiplier as like Rising Tide, which is a 2.2 times multiplier, the highest in the game, right? It's higher than the haymakers and nurses, whatever, all that stuff. It should be a 2.2 times multiplier, so you could do like solid damage here because you have like what 370 special attack, which is really nice. So you have a really nice sync nuke, built-in sync nuke over there as well. Right, and on top of that, you could do some okay-ish damage with your Dazzling Gleam. It shouldn't be like anything crazy because again, the base power is there, right? You can't do much about that. But you do have Power Loving, which also I don't know if it's going to be 30% or more than 30%, right? Because we don't know what this is like. Because again, with like Rising Tide, it's more than 2.2 times, which is what your average sync nuke would be like, but that's for all stats, and then that gave an extra 20%. And this is also for all stats, which usually passives worded like this are 30%, up to 30%, right? But this is, since it's for all stat, could it mean we have a bit more multipliers than that? Again, we don't have precedent for that, so we have to test it out once it comes out, but it's going to be at least 30%, right? And then on top of that, on your synchro, you also have power posture, which is another 30% if the opponent's attack is lowered, right? Unfortunately, you can't run her like with regular Dawn. That would have been nice if you could run both, because they both decrease attack, and they both have damage buffing passives when the opponent's attack is lowered as well, right? So another great thing that she has, 2 move gauge refreshers on Dazzling Gleam. That's always nice to see on a non-striker or non-main striker, I guess. Then you got First Aid, which is great. Revenge Boost, which is great. Healthy Healing, which is like absolutely just like top notch. Well, I don't say Revenge Boost top notch, but it's solid, I guess. But like really great sync notes for either a tank or off tank, right? However you want to run her as. Then Toughen Up 3, which moderate good chance of bringing defense, so that helps with your defense issues, right? Impose I don't really care about. Eagle's Eye, if you want to like also have her to do some like solid chip damage, like pick that up, that's nice. If you don't have like an AoE crit buffer on your, or if your striker just doesn't need crit buffers, so you didn't bring a crit buffer, right? You could do that, I guess. You also have double move gauge refresh on both Charm and Fake Tears, right? Mind Swell, you raise your special attack. If you again need her, like I don't really think you like she should do like okay-ish damage, but again that wouldn't be what I would be mainly going for, because again her main talents are so great, right? And her training move, like just going back to this, right? Even if you don't get the MP refresh, it's really great on like a lot of fantastic like dual or both physical special split strikers, right? Stuff like Gallade, right? Gallade, if I remember correctly, gets +1 attack and +1 special attack on the trainer move and like +1 accuracy or something, right? But you don't get +2 or +3 or so you only get +2 there. And then with Alcremie, again, you don't even need MP refresh, and you could get Gallade up to +8 attack and special attack, right? Because Gallade, your main damaging move, Focus Blast is special, and then your sync move is physical, right? Another good example would be, I don't know, like Egg Scyther, right? Egg Scyther, the sync move is physical, your main damaging move, Bug Buzz, is a special, right? All that stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of sync pairs that do that, like Dragonite, right? Or I guess both Lances. I think Lancedos also has that like +1/+1 thing, right? Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff's a really great one. Jigglypuff, your main damaging move, play rough, is physical, and then your sync move is special, and you also get the fairy type, the fairy type skill buff there as well. So there's a lot of really great units that could benefit a lot from Alcremie being on their team, right? Not only, again, debuffing the opponent's special defenses, right? Like, imagine, like, Dragonite with however much damage that he already does, and then you max out its special attack, and then you, like, decrease the opponent's special defenses to, like, -6. That's going to be hitting really hard on those hyper beams, right? However, here's my other contention with debuffs. As much as I like debuffs, I don't think they're that great in Master Mode. They're really great in, like, some other modes, especially Legendary Arena, right? They, like, just completely blow, away Legendary Arena. I do have a slight issue with the debuffs in Master Mode, because if you are running debuffing units in Master Mode, you just can't pick up that, like, extra 100 point, like, no stat reduction kind of thing. So you are losing out on, like, with that one. Obviously, you could pick up something else, right? Maybe it's worth it to lose that, right? Because, like, you could not pick up the stat debuff one, then you could pick up, like, the defense up ones, right? And the amount of defense they gain wouldn't be as much as how much you debuff them. So in some places, like, actually might be a decent trade-off. But again, generally, it does have that, sort of drawback, right? So as for the banner, again, we are in some volatile times. Well, I guess volatile is not the greatest word here, but it's slight exaggeration. But again, do keep in mind, folks, if you guys want whatever's coming for the anniversary, and I'm sure whatever's coming for the anniversary is going to be very good, right? Last year we got Singsu Red and Charizard, which is a fantastic unit, right? And then at the 1 year anniversary we got Venusaur and Blastoise, which are all really great as well, right? So just keep that in mind. As much as, the outfit is fantastic, right? The unit is a great unit, right? And it's limited. It's a very strong bait, folks. But again, for most people, unless you really need this a debuffer and a buffer, right? Or if you really love Dawn, the outfit, all that stuff, it is, again, we're in save season, right? We gotta, pick up or hold our gems tight until the anniversary drops, which again is just in, like, around a month or so. So, folks, and we might even get something on Pokemon Day as well, right? So, I know, fantastic unit, great outfit, right? People love Dawn. I love Dawn, right? I'll be summoning, but, like, if you have money to spend, then go for it, right? This is a really great unit to spend some money on. But if you're free to play, all that stuff, it's save season. Again, 1.5 year anniversary is coming up. It's a tough one, right? But gotta, make the more, I guess, better financial decision, right? So anyways, that's me for this one. I guess I hope you guys enjoy. Let me guys think in the comments down below. Like, enjoy this video, so around channel for some more Pokemon content. Again, I will be summoning when this drops, so stay tuned for that. And good luck to anyone else who's summoning tonight, and I'll see you guys in the next one.